Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Farmer Patmos and this is my Rags to Riches challenge on the Rheinländer map. Well, we own this little field, we have a little tent to sleep in and we have some equipment. We also have a harvester, it's way over there. And that is filled up with soybeans and that's going to be our first job today. We're going to have to sell those soybeans. Now we should get the best price this month. But as you can see, it's not actually on the high price. We would have gotten a better price last month, but it's not. It's just a small difference. I would like to bring it to the grain barge terminal, but the problem is we have no trailer. The nice thing is we have 80,000 on the bank, so I am thinking we are going to buy ourselves a trailer. Now, it's going to be a bit of a trade-off finding the perfect trailer. It could, of course, be that we get lucky and we find a nice deal in the store. But I don't think we will, so we probably just have to buy a trailer full price, which is fine, we can do that. We just have to find a balance between how much we can put in the trailer and how heavy it is, because we need to be able to pull it. So we're going to drive to the store, we're going to take a look at what is present in the store. If we get like really lucky, there's a good deal, but I highly doubt it. So it will probably just be finding a nice trailer for like 30, 40, 50,000, I guess. That does leave us with enough money to also, I think, buy a seeder if we have to. But it's just July, we don't have to seed yet. We don't even have to harvest yet, because our wheat field that we bought isn't even ready to get harvested. So we have some time. So I'm kind of hopeful that we, after selling the soybeans, we will have time to get some contracts done, so that we get at least enough money to buy a good seeder that we can really pull and have a good time with. But we'll have to see. I think we will though, so should not be too bad. And then, yeah, I think next month might actually be the month where we have to do the harvesting. So on one hand, I'm like, well, we should make the best of this month and do as many contracts and all, so that we make as much money and then next month do the harvest. On the other hand, I'm feeling like, oh, you know what, just to skip this month and get straight to the harvest. But yeah, that's not what we're going to do. We're still in the first year. If we skip one more month, we get into August, and the second year will start. And I would like to make the most money in the first year on the contracts that we can, just to benefit the whole development of our own farm. And I think it will benefit the development of our own farm. So there we go to the store. We will be buying that trailer once we found a suitable one. And then we'll just have to drive to the harvester, load up the goods, deliver them to that grain mill. And then I wonder how much we're going to get for it. I'm hoping we have almost 4,000 liters. It says it's 2,000 per 1,000 liters. So we should get somewhere around 8. I guess if we get lucky, we might be able to get a little bit more, because usually my gut feeling is usually that we get a little bit more than a game actually tells you. That's usually how it goes. So it would be nice if we could get 9 or even 10 out of this, but I don't think that's possible. So we'll have to see. And then with that money, of course, we have a little bit of extra spending money for a nice seeder. Right here we pull up at the store. Let me not park in the spot where everything is going to unload. And there we go. Let's get into the store and try and find a nice trailer. Now, while we're here, let me quickly take a look at the seeders. This one needs 180 horsepower, so we should be able to pull it, especially with our white tractor. But it's gonna be 60,000, so that is a lot of money. This is already way cheaper. It only needs 110 horsepower. But it has it has the same limitations as the other one, so that's nice. It is 4.6 meters wide. This one is only 3 meters, so the difference between this one having a bigger storage, this one being a lot wider, is already quite big. But this would be the perfect one, I guess, for what we have. Of course, we can look up here. We can see that this one has 225 horsepower. So if we are really getting to it, we might even be able to get this one, and then 5 meters wide, 15 kilometers an hour. This one can go 18, 4 meters wide. So this could be the best option, I think. But we have to make sure that we can actually afford it. So we'll see about that. Off to a trailer now. Now, there's the options start from right here, I'd say. But this is only 12 cubic meters, which means 12,000 liters. This one can go up to 28,000 liters, but if we get an extension, it's going to cost us 40,000. And this has a separate turning point here, and I'm so bad at driving these things. So, I don't know, somehow it feels like I should not be getting this. It's going to cost me 40,000. We have 28,000 liter capacity, which would actually be really nice, but it's 7 tons heavy. This one is 4.6 tons heavy, but it can only hold 18,000 liters, so that's less. It also has this turning axle here, so I'm not so sure about it. This one is pretty sturdy. It does not have one of those turning axles, and I'm pretty happy with that. This also has 18,500. This is 40,000. This one is 32,000. So this one is cheaper. This one is also a little bit heavier. So I guess this might actually be the best deal, or this one. They can both hold the same crops, so that doesn't really matter. The biggest difference is that this one is a little bit easier to drive if you have to like turn around and all. Maybe we should not take that into account too much. And that will mean that we're going to go for this trailer. 33,000. And yeah, we get a cover on it. We get the standard wheel setup. I like to get some Vredestein tires. We have to pay a little bit extra for wider tires, apparently. And then let's get the Rudolph dark green cover so that it fits the whole thing. And then I guess this is going to be our new buy. This should be our tractor. Okay, well, doesn't look too bad. And it's going to cost me 34,000. So we are left with quite a bit of money. So let's buy this baby. There we go. Should now be outside here at the store. Yes. Is there a point here that we can... Yeah, we can even hook up another machine. So we could even make a train out of this, which is interesting. Let me get back into my tractor and let's hook up so that we can get this one home. And then we can go and load up the... Oops, should be getting a little bit further out. There we go. Let's attach it. Now, I hope I can do a good job driving this, but that might be a problem. Is there something coming from that way? No, no. Okay, guess I have to make quite a wide turn to make this happen. Here we go. Alright, we will now go off towards our combine to empty it out. And then from there on out, hopefully, we make some money. Now, I haven't looked at contracts yet, so I have no idea what kind of contracts we can get today. Hopefully something nice. No cars inbound? Nope, no cars inbound. Good. But I don't know, so we'll see. I guess most of the weeding contracts and all will be done, because most of the crops are already growing for a bit. So I am kinda in doubt whether we will get some nice weeding or hoeing contracts. Could be some fertilizing still going on. And probably harvesting of spinach and stuff, but we don't have a harvester for that, so that's no good. That's not going to work out. So yeah, we'll have to see what kind of contracts we can get. And of course, first of all, we need to just make sure that we load up the soybeans and sell it. And that's going to take us a bit of time. And during that time, contracts may come up. So I think once we have once we have delivered the goods to the grain mill, we can actually look up what kind of contracts there could be. Or, well, maybe we can look it up already and make a plan, but I don't know. Let's get to our harvester first. Then we have to make sure that we extend the arm so that we can get the stuff in. I hope it's parked in a good spot that I can actually kind of easily pull up next to it. It is pointing in our direction, but then the arm should be on this side. So let me get the camera out. Let's open the cover, because I think if we pull up correctly now, it might actually be good enough. Okay, would this do? Let me get a little bit further. Let's get out of this thing. Let's get into the combine and see if this works. So let's extend the arm. It might actually be too wide. Nope. Should do it. There it goes, emptying out. Soybeans. Nice, I like it. 3,822 liters. Alright, let's get the arm back in. Can I get out and the arm will still extend, or do I have to wait? Usually you have to wait until everything is completely out. Okay, let's get back into our tractor. And then we're going to take the long drive all the way down this road and then down here, and then we can get to that point. So that's good. Let me take a quick look at contract. There is a small fertilizing contract, but and there's some mowing contracts, but that's it. Not a lot else. So it's probably going to be mowing. Yeah, these harvesting contracts are no good as well. So probably will be mowing, but we'll see. Let's just put the cover on. Make sure we don't hit the tree. There's something coming? No. Let me get into the tractor. Let's drive all the way up to that grain barge. This also can give me a slight idea of how this one will hold up. So we have almost 4,000 liters in. That's 20%. So we can do that times 5, which is almost 20,000 liters. So this is the one that can hold 18,400 liters, I believe, or 200 liters. So we should be good for a bit. And the field that we're going to harvest next month is pretty big, though. So we might really get some good money out of that as well. Now we still have 45,000. I believe that the cedar was 50 something thousand or 60. Oh no, I don't remember. Well, we can look that up later. And then hopefully we soon have the money for that cedar. Luckily we only have to buy it when we actually have to seed, so that might be a good option. And I actually did not check the store for a good deal. Oh shoot, maybe there's a trailer for sale and we missed it. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna deliver this stuff and if I remember, I'll check. Hopefully we didn't miss a good deal, but there's a slight chance we have. Okay, let's drive all this way. I love the industry zones on this map. So there's mostly, it's all focused on farming, which I think is cool. And then at some areas you really have industry heavy stuff. So we're now getting into an industry heavy area with lots of drop-off points and pick-up points, and also I like that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, well done on this map. Now we have priority on this road. But the van didn't care about us. Oh well, it is what it is. Luckily, I don't get angry in traffic quickly, and I don't really mind giving people priority and all. It's all fine. It's all fine. Right, we're going to take this road now, if we can work it out. There we go. Going to take a little bit of a special turn here so that we can get wide in. There we go. Now we have to drive all the way to the back as far as I know. Yep, I can see it on the map blinking. Have to figure out the exact spot where to dump it. This is another place, so that's not it. Oh, do we have to get up here? Oh, I guess so. Yep, looks like there's a drop-off point. Ah, yeah, here's the drop-off point. All right, let me get the camera view like this so that we can see it. Let me open up the cover. Not that we really need that, but alright, we can dump the soybeans. We start out with 45,713. Now I'm very curious to see how much we get out of this. Ooh, 7.7. Oh, that's actually not a lot. I was hoping for more. Oh well, 53,000. Let me now quickly check the store. Was there a good deal? No. Okay, so that was lucky. Now that cedar that we want is 58,000. Oh, that's good. We just need another 5,100. Oh, nice. That's not too bad. We can get that. Alright, now we have to drive all the way back, and then we can start to accept a little contract and get working with it. Oh, I like how this is all set up. This is a nice area. I love it. I mean, it's easily accessible. It's not that hard. But it looks like a real industry area where, you know, you have to get past some buildings and all to get your stuff in. So yeah, I like it. I like it. So what are your thoughts on this industry area and on this map? Let me know in the comments. I think it's a pretty good map. Right, we'll take this route now. And then take a left turn out here. We can get all the way up. Now, I must say this tractor is pretty strong. And it's handling this trailer well. I think if we have to make this climb with a full trailer, it might be a bit hard. But luckily we only have to do that with an empty one. We're not driving all the way back with a full trailer, I think, anytime. So it's good. But yeah, it's interesting. It's able to pull this trailer now at a good speed. And I'm kind of hopeful that it will always be able to pull the trailer at okay speeds, even if it's filled up. But we'll figure that out next month, I guess, when we do the actual harvest. We might have to store the goods for a while in the trailer, though, so that can be something that we have to take into account. Then we'll have to set the trailer up in such a way that we can empty the combine in it. So we might as well just drive straight to that field and park it up somewhere where the trailer can make sure, where the combine can just empty it out in the trailer quite easily. And then I guess I leave the cover open. But once we really start to do the combine work, I will get this tractor hooked up to it anyways, to the trailer, so that we can always jump from one to the other and do it more efficiently. There are still weeds growing here, but I guess that needs a sprayer. So that's not working out for us. Is this a limed field? Yeah. Okay, well, get seeded. We might be able to get a weeding job there, or a hoeing job. That would be nice. Okay, we can only go 40 kilometers an hour, maximum speed. So yeah, there will be traffic passing us. That's okay. We don't mind. Now let me park up this trailer next to the field and get us ready for driving back, probably. I'm going to make a little bit of a wide turn here. There we go. So that I can just get it straight. There it is. And now it should be okay, so we can just drop it off and no traffic will be jammed by it. I quickly want to look at the field. Yeah, it's 7 out of 8. So we're going to harvest this field next day. That's going to be a lot of work. I can assure you that's going to be a lot of work, because that field is big. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of work. Whoops, okay, see, there we go. Back to our farm, and then we'll pick out a contract, pick the right gear, and we'll head off. But it's probably going to be some mowing, since we had 2 mowing contracts that actually give some okay money. And we should be able to do those relatively quickly. I'm not going to hook up the fertilizer just for 2,000 and, you know, drive a long time and see if we can get all of that done. So it'll probably be the mowing. There we come at our farm. Look at that. Our fields are still nicely cultivated. Nothing growing on it. I love it. Guess it will be good to seed it soon. Alright, let's stop right here so we know what to get hooked on before we do anything else. There's just this fertilizing one. We have a mowing contract on this side. We have a mowing contract on the other side of that bridge. And then we have one all the way there. So these are all close, actually. That's all the good contracts we have. So you know what? Today will be mowing day. I was actually, if you remember, if you watched all the episodes, you know that I was actually a bit scared that with all the contracts they were doing and that some of the grass fields were kind of being removed, that we would have a problem with our mower, that we would not be using it that much anymore. But I guess now we really will. Now all I have to do now is hook this up carefully, and then there we go. Let's make sure we fold it. And I kind of want to move this, see, now it's stuck folding. Let me just move this behind here so that it's not in the way if we ever pick up equipment. That's better. Okay, well, not fold on its own further. Well, let's move and let's get mowing. Okay, nothing coming from there. Should be good. Okay, so the first contract is close to our actual own field. Shouldn't be too much work. But this is a lot of work, and I've already been talking for like almost 20 minutes. So yeah, this episode is already getting pretty long with me not doing that much, except for buying a trailer and selling some soybeans. So it is time now for me to be silent for a bit, so you can listen to some music and see me do these jobs at a good pace. Here we go. And that is all 3 contracts done. Let's hold a second. 3,500 plus 6.2 thousand plus another 4.6 thousand. That's actually good money now. I love that. That's nice. We still have only that fertilizing job. We have another harvesting job for peas, spinach, Ooh, we have a barley job. It's pretty small. It has to go all the way to the grain mill, which is a lot of work. This is a way too small one. But these are kind of contracts that we could have an interest in at some point. The only problem right now is that we have only one trailer. And if we get a big contract and there's something in there that we need to get from our own farm, that we might have an issue because we cannot do it then. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But this is way too small to get the combine all the way there to do that contract. But imagine we would get a contract like this one. See, this barley is still growing, or that one, or maybe this big canola field. That could be worth it, actually, to do those. Now, right now, there is no good contract popping up. I am really happy, though, that we got this these contracts done, and that I got the big mower. Because, boy, imagine we have to do this with that very small mower that we have. We already made 14,000 in contracts, 7,000 in our own money, so that's 21,000. We spent 34,000, so just another 13,000. And we are all good. We have paid for the big trailer today, so I'm pretty happy. And 67,000 will get us that new seeder if we have to get it, and also buy us some seeds. And that way we can get everything we need to keep the field that we bought going year after year after year. So that's the good news. The bad news is there's no contracts to be done, of course, right now. So I kind of have to, just drive to the shop, do some repairs, get some fuel, and hope that in the meantime we get a nice contract in. If not, then, I don't know. Of course, it's very tempting to just spend your money now on that seeder, but we never know what kind of deal comes up next month, so kind of holding off on that. And I do need to check the store again soon to see if there's a new deal that actually popped up. Probably not, but there can be. Oops, I said we were going to the store. Might have to take the right turn then. Which in this case I took the right turn, but that was the wrong turn. And now I took the left turn, which was the right turn. So there we go. Let's go right here. Both right and right. And now let's make sure we enter the shop, repair our equipment, and then also see if there is a new deal that popped up that might be useful to us, or if there's a new contract and we can get some fuel for this tractor. That might be handy too. Right, let's go in here. Let's make sure we repair it, get into the right spot. There we go. Repair 202. So yeah, that needed repairs. 191. It's actually cheaper to repair the tractor than to repair the mower. Okay. I'm actually wondering, can we drive around this and then just get out again? Oh, that's a pretty big building. Might not be the easiest way to go. Let's just drive backwards now. And then... it's not very fast backing up this tractor. But it's okay. It's worth it. There we go. Let's get this one ready and in position so that we can just straight roll out of here. If we get a contract or need to do something else, let's see the store again. Is there now a good deal? No, no good deal. I want to check again though. See the 58,500. So yeah, we have the money for it. We'll have almost 9,000 left. So that is good. That is some serious decent money. Is there now another contract that we could do? Only the fertilizing one. There's another farming contract, a harvesting contract, but also one that is not worth it for us. We don't even have a tether, so these jobs are not good. Could be interesting to just drive home now, see if there's another contract. I'll just speed up time, see if another contract pops up that we can actually do. And if not, we might just be able to, at the end of the day, speed up and go to the next month. So I'm going to drive now back to the farm. We'll check again for the contract. If we have one, we'll do it. If not, then I will just speed up time to see if there is actually a contract that we can do. That will also be profitable, of course. We have a fertilizing contract. We have a very small harvesting contract, which are definitely not worth it. So we're not doing those. But yeah, if we get one that is actually worth it, then we'll do it. If not, we can skip ahead. And I can, of course, cut away all the time that we have to wait. And then we can start to harvest, which I'm also actually quite interested in. I would like to see how much we get off that field and how we can do with it. I'm only a little bit worried about rain tomorrow, because there is usually rain in August when you do a lot of the harvests. We'll have to work around the rain. Because if there's rain... Sorry, that was a big yawn. Because if there's rain, then, you know, we get less crops out of the field. So you should never do any harvesting of crops. Doesn't matter for the grass, but it does matter for the crops when it's raining, because you get quite a bit less yield. Okay, on the big bridge, let's take a little look. No barge there. No, there's a barge. Nice, nice, nice. Look at this map. It's such a beauty. There's our little piece of land. I can see that it's still nicely laying there, cultivated and ready. I like it. Now all we have to do is get across, go right, and we will get to our place. There is our lovely new trailer. I always like to buy new equipment. Somehow it always feels very good if you can buy new equipment. And we bought ourselves a nice big sweet trailer today. This guy's gonna make a turn, so we'll let him go first and then we'll go after him. We'll be way faster. See, there he goes. Oops, there was a little bump there. Oop, there we go. Ah, there's a little bump in the road there. Interesting. Nothing to worry about. This looks like, to the left, looks like the biogas plant. That could be something, I don't know, for the future to get. Still haven't set an end goal. Could just be, you know, that we own everything on the map or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it should just be about having fun farming, and that's what we're doing. So that's all good. And whatever happens, that happens, and how far we get, that's just how far we get. So we'll see about it. Let me just pull up here in the parking lot. I'm not going to unhook the mower yet. We'll first see if this is actually what it is. And then when we have to, I can always unhook the mower. There we are. Let's stop right here. Let's see. Tethering, harvesting. There's no... I mean, if we get a big harvest contract, I'm willing to do it. There's no new contracts popping up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to speed ahead with time. I'll stand right here in front of my tractor. And then whenever I get a contract, I'll let you know and we'll stop time. If not, then we'll just... I'll see you when I go to sleep. And we, in the morning, go do some harvesting. I'll see you soon. And we're back, And let's see what we can do. And what we can actually do right now is there is another harvesting contract, which is not too far out, but I don't think we'll make too much money on it. So kind of not sure that we should do that. There is, however, a better fertilizing contract. And this is close to our own field, so it's not far drive. And I think we can make some nice money out of this one. I mean, 4,000 seems like okay money. So I'm going to get this one a little bit forward. We start to unfold it because we have to put it back in the unfolded position. And then this can be another nice contract that we do. Now, there could still be other contracts popping in at some point that we do. And otherwise, we'll just go to sleep soon and we can start the big harvest. So it kind of would be nice, I guess, if we can have a dedicated episode only dedicated to doing that harvest. Ooh, we are down to 279 fertilizer. Oh well, then we know what to do. We're going to fill up. We're going to need a good batch of fertilizer anyway to fertilize our own field once we do some seeding at some point. So it's okay. So we'll just take a long drive and fill it up, do the harvesting contract, and then I will see you right back after. That's done. Well, this job just paid for the fertilizer that we got, so we still have the same amount of money, except now we have a bit of extra fertilizer. Question is, are we going to roll all the way down there? I don't think so. Are we going to do this little job? I don't think so. That one? Nah. I think we are good for today. So I'm just going to drive home to our farm. We're going to go to sleep, and then we're going to get some harvesting done. Well, it's August, it's harvesting time, so let's jump in our tractor now. We're gonna take the drive to our farm field. The trailer is already there, the combine is already there. It is time to do some harvesting, and I am very curious to see how much we're actually gonna get out of that field. It should be a pretty decent harvest. I don't even expect it to all fit in the trailer, but I'm not sure, we'll see. And of course it's also going to be a lot of work. So yeah, I'll just be driving the combine for a long time at slow speed. But that's okay, I don't mind. I just hope that we get some serious money out of that we can invest in the farm. I think we also have the money for the seeder that we need. So after this we can cultivate it, we can await the right month and then start seeding as well. Probably not all in this episode, because this episode is already quite long and we still have to do the harvest. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. So let me just drive up to the trailer. We'll hook this thing up. There we go. And now, slightly move this out of the way. Although I think we can just go past what we have here right now. So this should be okay. I just hope the cars and all won't be affected by this. And then we'll just have to see how we're actually going to roll with this. I'm going to get the trailer off first. We have to... oh, it is already unfolded, so that's good. We can lower the header already. Get around this tree. And then we can probably start around this edge. And see if stuff comes in. It comes in, there we go. And we have started to harvest our first field. And by doing it this way, we immediately get clear of the road. We can see that the car can pass. But there's also trucks, and I'm not sure all trucks can pass our tractor right now. If not, then we can always move it. But at least now we have some space open to put the trailer on. There's a lot of stubbles on the field that we cannot really do anything with, and we also don't have anything to get the weed stubbles out. So I could enable the straw swatting, of course. At least just for the idea. But I don't think we're going to get anything like a forage wagon or a baler anytime soon, so that's not going to work out. We won't be needing it. We'll just have to get rid of it at some point, I guess. Yeah, let's just not do the straw swatting. Let's just spray it over the field. We'll do the cultivating after this. And then, yeah, another thing could be at some point to get either a forage wagon or a baler, probably a baler, so that we can at least make simple bales out of this, so that we have some hay. That can also give us a little bit of extra money, which is already something that would be nice. And yeah, that could be... I have no clue about bale prices though, and I also don't know if it would be wisest to get square bales or round bales, or... I don't know, if you can wrap square bales too, then you can also turn it into silage that way. But I think the ones with also the wrapper on it are pretty expensive, so... For now we're just gonna stick with getting the wheat out. Wheat! And then see how much that is going to be and how much money we can make with that. I'm gonna do one run of the outside. The headlands, and then see what that brings us. Because yeah, this field is quite oddly shaped. So, and lots of greens around, so I guess doing it this way makes it that we can have some easier turns once we are going up and down. 38% full already. So no, it's a good sized field. Nothing special, but yeah. If the price is right, we will get some decent money out of this. Now I think the wheat price is, the top price is like 1200 per 1000 liters. So if we get a full trailer, let's say we get this one full, I believe that's 8000. Then we would still only have 12,000 in return. But yeah, if we can get a bunch of that, like 2 or 3 full trailers, then it really starts to add up and we really make some serious money. Guess that would be nice. Now I'm going to get into the cockpit view. Is it easy to see what we're doing? Well, we just take the left side as our measurement. I think it's possible to do it like this, although I also feel like I'm already missing stuff. Probably have to do a little rerun here. Should be possible to drive it this way and actually do the harvesting. It's not the easiest way though. It's quite hard to see. I have that problem with the mower as well. I really don't see, especially if you have stuff on the back that's actually doing the job. I'm not sure how you would ever see what you're doing. This seems to work okay. Also really feels like you're not sitting in the middle, so that also makes it hard. You like want to... But I guess it makes sense that we sit to the left so that we can see on the left where we actually are at. But I think we missed a few spots. But we try at least one run and see how that goes. Yeah, something I have to learn probably if I want to do this properly, and then we can probably still do that. That shouldn't be too hard. So here we go. That's the end of the field. Let's take a little look back. Yeah, we missed a few spots. It's nothing bad. Okay, let's do this headland and then we can do another up and down run again. 75% full, 6,000 liters. Yay! It is filling up nicely. We should be able to get some good stuff out of this. And then once we get that money in, which will probably be during the winter, or maybe even a little bit past the winter, because of course we're going to wait until the price is high. But that should really get us something that can get us towards more fields. I mean, we're probably not going to get any extra fields before the winter comes, because we still have to get that seeder. We have to do all the work on these fields to make them ready. Or only cultivating and seeding this field, and then we probably have to do a hoeing run on it. That's already going to take a lot of time, and time is actually running quite slow now. That's not supposed to happen. So I will probably not get another field before like November or something, when we do some more contract work again. So it's probably very unlikely that we will get another field that we can set up with something before winter. But you never know. I mean, maybe if we can do some good contracts in September and all, and October, we might be able to do one in October, who knows. But then all efforts will be towards just gaining more fields with contract money, so that we can have even more harvest next year. Ah, we're filled up, nice. Okay, let's pull up next to a trailer. But before we properly do that, I need to open it up. I don't know if that opens automatically, but that's not how we want to do it. We want to open it up manually. There we go. So now the trailer is open. And we can now start to dump our stuff. Especially now, it's just easy to drive this past. But maybe later it can be easier to get the tractor out and drive it next to this harvester. But there we go, the first 8,000 liters. I think we can get at least another combine full, and I think even more. If it really is, we can actually look at the prices right now while this is emptying. The prices for the wheat is, oh, okay, only 700. So one full trailer will give around 6,000. Am I correct? Yeah, something like that. A little bit less actually. So even if we get 3 combines full, we still only get 18,000. Oh well, it's okay. As long as we make money, it's good. Guess we might be going for something like canola next then. See if we can get more money out of a field. Although it could well be that we get a lot more liters out of a field right now with the wheat, and that it all balances out in the end. But we'll see. Also have to see what we can actually plant, because right now it's August, so we can probably plant a lot, but there's also months, of course, where you cannot plant a lot. And I also kind of want the straw swatting to be over before we continue, so that we don't spray it all over the other places. There we go. Trees are still a little bit in the way. I might have to... it might be easier if we do another headland run, but... nah, this is gonna work. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to just quickly finish this now, so that we can see how much we get in. And I don't have to do all the talking all the time. So I'll see you when we're done. Well, looks like we're really going to have some more wheat than we can fit in. That's going to be an issue. So yeah, I was thinking I would do this whole field, but that's not going to work out. So we'll soon have to probably buy a silo to dump our stuff. So yeah, this is a good yield from this harvest so far. So yeah, this is a little interruption from the music because, well, you know, this just has to happen. I'm just going to get as much into the trailer as possible. And then we go to drive to our other field. We'll build a silo there. And then we're going to dump our goods. And see from there on what we're going to do. We'll probably just build the smallest silo. But you can never be too sure. So yeah, we'll have to see. I guess somewhere around another 2,000 liters or something can go in. So that is okay. Nothing bad. So we'll just continue towards that, and as soon as I am going to build that silo, I'll get back to you. Well, gonna get the tractor. We'll load up all of the wheat that we can in the tractor. That should be good. And then from there on, we'll drive to our little patch of farmland and we'll buy a silo, start dumping our stuff. And then hopefully we can dump it all in. But yeah, silo should be big enough, so that should not be the issue. Issue might actually be the horsepower on the tractor, although yeah, it can pull this, but look at this, not at full speed straight away. It has a bit of a struggle. We do 16 now, 17, no, it's going even slower, so should probably do some manual shifting here. See, if you do it manually, it will slowly start to pick up again. So yeah, once this is full, driving up and down the hills won't be too good either. But yeah, we'll just get a silo. It will be a temporary one. In terms of that, we'll probably have it a couple years. And then we hopefully have our big farm plots where we will have a big silo to store all of our crops. But yeah, until then, we just have to make sure that we get everything nicely stored in the temporary silo. Might have to do some terraforming as well to get the land flat and also that we can really attach our goods. And I haven't really thought of a spot yet. So first thing is to go and drive over to our farm and figure out a spot where to place the actual silo. Flatten the land a bit and then put the silo on. And see what the money damage is. I think it'll be something around 25,000 or something for a good silo. That will be big enough for our needs. But I'm not 100% sure, so we'll have to see what the actual price is. I'm happy that on this flat road we can actually do maximum speed with this tractor and the trailer. That's good. That means that if we have to get this to the grain silo, for instance, to sell it, we can do a good speed. So I like that. But yeah, I was not anticipating that we would get this much out of the farm field, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking. Because now that I think about it, it makes total sense. 3 trailers with 3 combines, that's more than 1 trailer. So yeah, that would never fit. Now I have no clue what I was thinking. Alright, let's just park this up right here for a second so that we can figure out where to place our actual silo. Now let me get into that view. Now you can see the field is running down from the road. So if we want to do this, we might have to flatten it, but it will really tamper with the whole landscaping out here. So I guess keeping it as far to the front as possible might be the nicest option. But you can see it's gonna go a little bit down anyways. So I think this corner for instance might be a good one, but we'll have to probably level the land, and I'm now not so sure anymore. Will that deal with the field size, or will it remain the same? If we take a look at the field size, we can see it's almost there up until the road. So it's only a very small portion of land that it actually can use here. So what I probably do, let me first fit in a silo. And I guess this one will do 75,000 liters. That should be good enough. Only 20,000. That's good. We don't want to spend too much money straight away. And if you look at it, it is not that big. So if we can, I don't know. I don't even see the drop-off point. But if we can get it somewhere like right here or something, that should be okay. We'll take a little bit off the field that way. But it shouldn't be too bad. Probably really don't want it on the road. So something like this could go a long way. But yeah, then we'll have to start flattening the land. And I think I'm going to do that from the road on out. Now, I have not a lot of experience with this, so just for security reasons, I'm going to save up before we do this. If I completely mess up, I still have a chance of saving the farm, and we don't have to start a brand new series. So yeah, let me just try it now. See, it will deal with the field, so let's make this slightly bigger. I think that's even better. Okay, here we go. And now, this should be relatively flat now. Yep. But is this big enough already? See, this is already pretty good. And I think if we do it like this, we will get a long way. Land is not owned by you. Collides with the player. Yeah, okay, well, we can get out of the way. Yeah, I think this is already almost good enough. We have to go slightly further in. But we can do that with a smaller brush. So let's make sure we flatten this out perfectly so that it really sits on a high area. And then after we've placed the silo, we can do the rest of the sculpting. So we can basically resculpt it back to normal sizes. Okay, I think this will work. And if not, then I just messed up and we'll see what else we do. So this should be okay, I guess. So land is not owned by me. So yeah, this should be okay. There we go. All right, we have the silo. It sits there nice and smooth. So what we're now going to do is smoothen out the edges a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. So there we go. Don't want to change it up too close to the silo or to the platform where we'll actually be dumping off our stuff, because I don't think that will be fun. But yeah, this looks okay. We have a silo now standing there. We lost a bit of the field. And I kind of want to make that look natural again. And we need the area around this for a bit as well. So let me go down here for some of the gravel. This looks like gravel. And then, you know, we can do the edges like this. But this is not really gravel. I guess it's more dirt, gravel, concrete. It's probably concrete here. Nope. Asphalt. Was it asphalt? Might this be this one? Oh, that's with the cracks. But yeah, this is asphalt. I have to move out of the way for the car soon. Now, yeah, why wouldn't this patch do? It's okay. Can we get rid of this road? Not really. Okay. Interesting. Let's just make a nice asphalt area around it for a bit. There we go. And now we're going to do some grass. And the grass will be to at least try and get the field somewhat straight again, which is also nice if we have AI workers on it. Because that helps them to do a decent job. So this should be at least like this. I just don't know if they can really make the turns out here, but we can figure that out at some point. I think this will do. Let's get up here. We have to do a little bit more of this. It just needs to look like a sturdy, founded farm area, and that's where we need some of this in. Okay, here we are. No, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go like this. So this should all be filled in. There we go. Let's step towards it and see. Yeah, this ain't too bad. And now we got a silo. We can store 75,000 liters of crops in here. Our field got a little bit smaller, but hey, this was already very small, so nobody's probably gonna notice. So let's see right now if we can actually dump our goods in it and then go back to the farm, see how much we can get in total. Let me just make a big turn here. And we'll approach it this way. And just have to be a little bit slow so that we can stop in time. See, dump the weed. Let me get the camera out like this. Yep, there we go. 18,500 liters. That's a lot of wheat. And by dumping it in the silo, we can also get an indication of how much we can get out of this. And that is something that I always like, because then we can clearly see that right now the value is 9,000. And the highest value is 13,500 in January. Could also be December, so You know, don't take my word on it. But yeah, we could get a good price for this. 13,000. We're going to get more, of course, because there is still more in the farm. But yeah, this is good. I like it. Is there something out there? No. And let's just get the rest now. And make sure that we can work our fields. But this really feels like farming. We're finally doing all this work with our own stuff. And we now also all of a sudden own a silo. It means we don't have the money for the seeder, but we can get that together with some contracts, I believe. Or we just sell up the wheat that we got. And then, I mean, 13,000, if that's what we're going to get for the wheat, that almost pays. That's already almost 2/3 on the way to paying back for the silo. So one harvest out here can pay for our silo already, probably. Almost. Nah, not completely. But after that, we'll just earn it back. So that's good. Right, let me try and get underneath this without doing too much damage to anything. Can it fill? Yep, nice. Can probably leave it out here, because this is not in the way of any harvesting. So let's get in here. Let's empty it out. And then we can go. We can finish up the field, which might hold more than I expect, actually. It's still pretty sizable. And from there on, we can then probably do some contracting. Maybe we can even do some harvesting contracts soon to get some extra money. It's usually not the best money, a harvesting contract, but you get extra money from all the excess that you harvest. If you fully harvest a field, you can do a very good job with it. So if you do a relatively small field and get all the harvests out, that can be very good. Okay, we're going to start out here on this line, but then we'll have to switch to that other line soon. This is not my smartest move. Should have just continued out here. Here we go. Alright, I'm finishing this field and I'll get back to you when we dump our stuff at the silo to see how much we actually have from this field and what potential earnings we get. There goes the rest of the wheat, and then this field is done. I will have to, of course, park up this combine again. We'll get it attached to the trailer for the header. I think I'm actually going to put the header on the trailer in case we are going to do, you know, some contract work with the combine. Then we can actually drive over the map quickly without blocking the roads with the header on. I think that will be a good one. And then we should be able to dump off the rest of the wheat that we got into the silo, and then we can make a plan for what's next. But right now I'm actually pretty happy with how much we got out of this field. I think we get a little bit more than 30,000, which is a lot actually. I like that. So we did pretty well. Also have to think about when we're going to actually work on this field, get it you know, cultivated and all. Feel a tickle in my throat, so I feel a cough coming. That's why I was hesitating a bit. I was thinking it came already. And there it was. So yeah, we have to cultivate this. We have to do contract work, make more money, because we do need the extra money to finish up the seeder and make sure that we can actually seed after all the cultivating here is done. I do think that will be for the next episode, though, because this one is already pretty long. So we're going to dump this stuff up, check the numbers, and then we're probably going to hold this one at an end. But let's just first drive to our beautiful silo out there. Oh, I'm actually pretty happy that we got a silo now. That really feels like we have a farm. We have a little tent to sleep, which I hopefully soon can turn into a house. And we have a silo, we have one big field, we have a very small field. We have a trailer, we have a combine. All we need is that seeder. And then we are really farmers. Seeders and a house, of course. The house can also go on this little plot of land. So that should not be the hardest. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I love it. Alright, here we go. Let's just get over it. And of course stop in time to actually dump the wheat. Let's get the camera out. There we go. There goes the last of the wheat that we collected so bravely on our farm field. And once the numbers are in, we can actually check what we made. We made 30,900 liters. This is worth 15,000, but at the high price, it is worth 22,000. So this is going to pay already for the silo and a little bit more. So one harvest will pay for that silo. That's nice. I like it. I like it. It's not nearly enough to pay for the field that we actually bought. But if we take a look at the prices, we can see that wheat only does 700 at the high price. And I think if we will put in canola, see, that gives 1,200 at the high price. I'm not sure, though, how big the difference will be in terms of the stuff that we get from a field. So that's actually good if we could remember that. I'll probably have to write that down somewhere. Like, let's say we get the 30,000 that, or the 22,000 that the game promises with the canola, or with the wheat, then we should probably check and see. Oh, this is so horrible. This is why I don't want these axled ones, because I'm so horrible at driving them. As soon as you start to steer, then the whole thing will go wonky. I drive a car. I have my driver's license. I'm actually a pretty good driver in general. I'm very good at obeying the rules and all, but I'm not very. I have no. What do you call that? I have no knowledge of driving trucks or tractors or whatever. So yeah, that's probably coming into play now because I'm really bad at it. So I'll just park it out there. We'll fix it later. It should be okay. I'll probably have to take some driving lessons. Now, I'm going to park this tractor up. And we're going to take a look at this lovely beauty. This going well? Yep, this can fit right here. Thank you. And there we have our trailer. We have our silo filled with stuff. We have most of our equipment lined up here. And that's going to be it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to those. And then I would love to see you in the next episode, as we hopefully can do some contracts, make some extra money, get that seeder, and I'll probably get the AI worker to do the cultivating on the other field for us while we do contract work. And then hopefully in the next episode, or maybe the one after, we can do the seeding, we can get everything ready, and we can also start to progress towards our second winter. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.